Over the past few weeks, I've been through a lot of deep thought, having very deep conversations with myself, and just literally asking myself, where do I want to be in 10 years? I've been asking myself, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do? But when we ask what do we want to do, maybe we are asking ourselves the wrong questions. What we should probably ask ourselves, how do we want to live our lives? I even thought about quitting YouTube. I thought about just a lot of stuff in general, a lot of life-changing decisions, things that I want to do with my life. Because I've tried making beats. I was doing photography for a while. And I'm not saying I'm not going to ever do that again, but when I started the YouTube, because I know I started YouTube for a little while and I was here and there with it. I wasn't really serious. And then after that, I started posting beats on YouTube. You remember that, right? And I received a few negative comments on some of my beats. And I decided to make a video talking about how you should avoid and like just ignore people who give negativity. And that was the video where people saw it and they really liked the video. And I started getting more subscribers off of that. And then I was saying, well, you know what? Maybe YouTube is something I should do. Maybe I should continue doing YouTube. So that's when I got serious about YouTube. I started taking it really seriously. I had about 100 something subscribers at that time. And now I'm around 600. I'm very grateful for all my subscribers, everybody who supports my videos and who just keeps showing up and watches my videos and stuff. I really appreciate it, for real. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm at this point where I just want to reinvent myself. I've always been wanting to change my life and reinvent myself. I wake up every single morning and I ask myself, how can I reinvent myself? How can I change my entire life? Because I want to get out of the place that I'm in. I'm not really happy with where I am right now in life, 100%. I even cut my beard off because I said, well, maybe if I cut my beard off, maybe that'll give me a new perspective on life and just change things. And a few years ago, I had locks. They were like a full set of locks. And I was growing them, you know what I'm saying? And they were pretty long. They were like down, they were pretty long. They looked pretty nice too. And after that, I my ex-girlfriend wanted me to cut my hair. So after a lot of nagging, then boom, I just finally cut my hair and said, you know what? Fine. I'm going to try out the waves. I tried out the waves, and the waves were actually nice. I actually like waves. I actually prefer long hair more for some reason. That's what I was saying about a year ago, basically. And the waves were nice, but I don't feel like I really gave the waves a chance, a true opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, make me look more attractive or make me attractive more, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, no, I'm not going to do the waves. I'm just going to grow my hair back. I'm just going to go ahead and grow my hair back. So it was about a year ago. I said, okay, I'm going to grow my hair back, right? And everything was fine. So I'm growing my hair. It's getting longer. And I'm like, oh, look at all this length, man. My hair has gotten longer. And this is a high top fade. It's a high top set, by the way. So this is how I feel about the high top fade, the high top set. I don't like it as much as the full set. I believe that, and I'm going to go ahead and small, disclaimer. I'm contemplating cutting my hair. I'm probably going to cut my locks off. And the reason so is because, well, number one, I started them the wrong way. And instead of doing the high top fade, the high top, I should have done the full set. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, okay, well, why don't you just grow it back out? Why are you going to start all over again? Well, that isn't the only factor in this. I believe that when I grew my locks back, I wasn't really growing my locks back because I really wanted locks. I was growing them back because I was attached to the past. I couldn't let go of the past, so I decided to try to bring back an old persona of myself. Myself when I had locks and I could shake my hair and everything, and it was, and it was just so full. And now, but it's just maintaining your locks is like a full-time job. You got to be going to a loctician like every 2 weeks, or most time I just retwist it myself. But you know what I'm saying? That takes hours, and you got to work, and you know what I'm saying? We got stuff to do. So that's why I'm just probably gonna cut the locks off. I'm not gonna do it on camera, of course. I'm not gonna make anybody watch that. But I'm gonna cut the locks off and just have waves. All you gotta do is just brush your hair, and boom, you go right out the door, and you good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, the waves. I think the waves cool. It don't really matter if you got locks or waves. I think some hairstyles are better suited for certain people, right? And it's really about how it's what you make it. That's really what it is. Because when any hairstyle, you gotta have to maintain and put in the work to take care of it and everything. But there's several reasons why I'm just saying I'm gonna cut off my locks. The reason why I'm telling you this story, telling you about how I'm probably gonna cut my locks off, is because I want to start fresh. Now, whether you believe it or not, whether you're spiritual or you're not, I have a strong belief that locks, or just hair in general, it carries energy. Carries energy. And I feel that there's a lot of negative energy within my locks, and all my past trauma, my pain and everything. And as soon as I kind of came to terms with the fact that I have to cut my locks off in order to just reinvent myself and start over, become a new person, just shave my head, I started to feel relaxed, free, a feeling of freedom. That's a really great feeling. That's how you know that something is that's the right thing to do. That's how you know you're doing the right thing, because you feel this peace and freedom all of a sudden. And in a way, cutting your hair is almost like releasing, like surrendering, letting go of all the pain, all the things in the past that really took a toll on you. So I think that in life, sometimes starting over, sometimes this isn't just with locks. You know what I'm saying? This can be with anything. Sometimes starting over is part of the process. Sometimes it's just part of the journey. I think that I'm a firm believer in that everything happens for a reason. Everything that's going on in your life has happened for a reason. You are here right where you are for a reason. You left that job that you hated, and guess what? You found a way better job. You have way more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So when you let go of things that you you're just holding on to it, it no longer serves you a purpose. It's basically ran its course, and you realize that it was just a facade, like the locks and everything. That's just not something that I don't think I truly wanted that. I don't think that's what I truly wanted. I think I just wanted to bring back an older version of myself, just to give myself some comfort, so I can feel more comforting in myself, because I was living in the past. I think the locks was actually preventing me from moving forward. Crazy stuff, though. Crazy stuff. But yeah, over the past 2-3 weeks, my mental health hasn't been the best. And I would usually have back and forth periods where I, 1 minute I'm good, the next minute I'm just horrible. I'm just like trying to get through life and make sure everything is okay, but sometimes things happen, and this is like the worst. This is the worst one so far yet. It got to a point where I wasn't really taking care of myself as well as before. I stopped meditating. I literally, like, I wasn't praying at all. Well, not at all. I was praying some, but not consistently, right? I was here and there with most things. I started eating a lot of junk food and stuff like that. Social media. Stuff that I know I shouldn't be doing. Stuff that's just like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. Why are you doing it? And you can look in the mirror and you can feel sorry for yourself and say, okay, why am I so sad? Why am I depressed? Why am I going through this? Well, one of the reasons why you are still like you're going through what you're going through is because you're surrounding yourself with the wrong habits. And this goes right back to the hair thing. You have to make sacrifices in order to become the best version of yourself. You have to make sacrifices. It's up to you to determine whether that sacrifice is worth it, whether that sacrifice will get you what you want out of life. But you have to make sacrifices. So as far as the locks go, I cut my locks and start new. And maybe in 6 months to a year, and I say, I want to regrow my hair again. I want to grow it back again. And this time I want to do it the right way. If you're going through something similar, where you're thinking about cutting your locks, if your guts are telling you to do it, do it. Just cut them off and restart it over again. It's up to you to make that decision. I'm not going to make the decision for you, but the important thing to keep in mind is that it's hair. It'll grow back. It's not like you're going to cut it off and it's never going to grow again. You're never going to have locks again. It might take a while, maybe a year or two, but shoot, that's about it, really. It ain't going to be that bad, And you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy every single moment of it. Because I feel like a lot of the times, and we can this is true with like building muscle also. A lot of the times we look at it as we're so focused on the end result, on getting to that 10 out of 10 level in life, wherever it is, that you kind of forget what's right in front of you. I had people that kind of overlooked my progress. When you have negative people around you, it's really going to affect the way you think. So they overlooked my progress with the muscle building and stuff. I literally think back on it. I used to be 125. Now I'm around 145. Not really the heaviest, but you know what I'm saying? I'm 20 pounds heavier than I used to be. So I put on muscle and I have a low body fat. That's crazy. That's insane right there. That's just insane. Like, I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, damn, man, I've came a long way. I came a long way from 2 or 3 years ago. Don't ever let people tell you, because regardless, people who don't see your growth, they don't see that they don't see that you've improved, you've changed. There are people who do see it. There's people who do see your growth and see the things that you went through and you literally got through it. And you're working to improve yourself. I think that's almost that's like the most important thing that you are working through and you're trying to improve yourself. It's not about having mental issues, like your mental health being bad, or like you're not a bad person because you're going through things. I don't like when people try to make you feel that you're a bad person because you're going through things or things are difficult for you. It isn't really about things being difficult. It's how you respond to that difficulty. As long as you're trying and you're still making effort, That's all that really matters. I know this video is supposed to be about me cutting my locks off, but it just kind of went its own way. Sometimes I just make a video and I just start talking, just getting deep into conversation and everything. The best way to succeed in life is to, I do want to say sacrifice. It will take sacrifice. Don't get me wrong. Sacrifice is like one of the keys. But you have to be making the right sacrifice. You can't just do anything. You got to be making the right sacrifice. And I'm not gonna say what the passion is, like the thing that I found, but I found something that really inspires me, like that really. Well, I've already found this thing, it's been with me for the entire time. It's literally art, creating things, but I literally it dawned upon me what I should be doing for my life. And when you find something that you get really excited about, you're really excited about it when you think about it every time. And you're learning how to do it, and it's fun to you. And then you're not even really worried about money, like making money off of it, right? I mean, now, making the money off of it and the business part of it is still important too, don't get me wrong, but the money doesn't motivate you. You're more motivated by your interests, your passion, like the values you have about it, like the reason you're doing what you're doing. You're not motivated by the money. And I think that's the problem with a lot of things that people do. A lot of people are just motivated by money. And that's cool and all, because you can get your bills paid and everything, and you won't really live. You can live a stress-free life for the most part. But when your work becomes something that you love, something that you wake up in the morning and you're excited for, you're going to beat the other person every single time. Every single time. You're going to beat the person who's only doing it for money, who only cares about money. You're going to beat them every single time when you do something that you love. I spoke about this before, but in this culture, it seems that there's a lot of people that love what they do. Well, majority of people hate what they do, matter of fact. I'm just going to say that. And when you hate what you do, when you dislike what you do, and you're not really doing anything to change it, you're making the experience for the people. Like, let's say you work at McDonald's and you hate it. You literally hate your life. You're like Squidward. You hate your life. You see how he treats everybody? Nobody likes the way he treats them. So when you're treating people horribly, it just makes your life suck even more. The fact that you're not doing anything to really get out of that position. Because if you dislike what you do, and then you come home and you start, you distract yourself, and you drink, you watch Netflix, and you play video games, you get off, and you call it a stress reliever, you drink wine and all that. You got to think about it like this. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is distracting yourself from the stress that you have. But you're not really doing anything to get out of the situation that you were in. So unless you sacrifice your time to work on something else that makes you happy when you are off of work, then you're not going to really get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to stay there. And that's the thing about people who, because somebody would tell me this all the time. You got to look at things from the big picture. But if there is no big picture, if the thing that you're trying to do doesn't really serve you a purpose, if it's harming you more than it's helping you, if you're spending more money on gas to drive all the way over there than you're making, then obviously it's time to find something else, because you're losing money by doing it. And that's what people do. That's what people are doing right now. People are working at places where it's more expensive to work there than it is, then you're getting paid. They're taking more money from you than you're getting paid. It doesn't make sense. But when you think about it like this, you're spending your mental energy, you know, all your mental energy, your physical energy. You're stressed out, you're depressed, you're angry, and when you get home, you feel like you have to do things. So you're wasting time doing, you know, distracting yourself. Time is money, so you're still wasting money. You're wasting even more money because you're buying stuff to make you feel better, and you're wasting money. You know, you're wasting money, so you're like literally on a hamster wheel. And that's why I had to get out of that situation that I was in, because I was working at a place where, and this was like probably 2 years ago or something like that, right? I'm in a better position now, but the thing that I was doing was just very toxic and just not a play, you know, not a good place to be around. I started to hate my life, and when you're doing something that you don't want to do, you start to resent. Like, you start to form this resentment with, I guess, with yourself or the situation, and you start to get angry, like just like angry. I don't know, with yourself or with the situation. And it's just like, man, I want to be doing something better right now, you know. And I think we normalize doing things. Just because you're doing something that you don't like or that you hate, it doesn't mean that it's going to get you anywhere further in life. Just because you're doing something that, and that's why I say it's people, with people these days, it's popular to hate what you do or hate your job, because we think that hating something or not liking something is discipline. Like, you're being more disciplined. You're an idiot. You're crazy. You're foolish because you're doing something that isn't helping you. Like, and let's use the same analogy about going to the gym, like working out. We all know you can't do chest every single day. You can say, oh yeah, I'm disciplined and I'm working hard and all that, but we all know you can't. That's just not the way it works. The human body doesn't work that way. You got to go on one day. You can go every other day, but you got to get that recovery in, because you're not growing if you're not getting that recovery. And it's the same with if someone offered you $100 to drive all the way to, like, let's say you're in New York and they say, let's pick me up all the way from LA, and they only offered you $100. Would you even do that? Like, is that something you would do? That's what, that's what some of us do right now. And it, you know what I'm saying, it just doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Because when you, I've talked about this before. I was talking about the Locs and stuff, right? But it all comes back to it. It all comes back to the Locs or your hair or whatever in your life that you need to let go of, that you're not letting go of. When you keep holding on to something that's not for you, you know it's not for you, and you know what you want out of life, and you keep doing that same thing, you have to let go of it and get out of it. You got to get out of it, because all it's going to do is deter you from your goals and push you back. Because truth is, whatever you feel like you have to do, that's not the only thing that you can do. Like there's so much out here. You know, like, just because you live in one place doesn't mean you can't go live somewhere else. Doesn't mean you can't explore the world. You're only here once. So why do something that you know serves you no purpose? You know what I'm saying? And this can be the same, like, okay, with what you do with your life, how you live your life, what you eat, the car you drive, you know what I'm saying? Your significant other, the friends around you, the clothes you wear, your hairstyle, the way you groom yourself, all that stuff. We can't hold on to things that don't serve us any purpose, and that's not going to get us to the next step where we want to be in life. It's not something where it's not like you're giving up on something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now, of course, it's going to be hardship, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go through adversity. But the main thing, like the main takeaway here, if you learn anything from what I'm saying, you have to figure out what sacrifices are worth it. What sacrifices? What do you want out of life? And what's going to help you get there? And what sacrifice is going to help you get there? You know, that's basically what, like, that's basically all this is about. That's basically it. So let go of things that serve you no purpose and live your best life. Go out there and just conquer the world and believe that you can achieve anything that you want. You can have anything that you want, no matter what it is. There are no limitations. All the limitations are only in your head, because we live in a society where we need to think realistic and be confined in this box and not have. And this is the one thing that I say about realistic goals. Realistic goals will get you realistic results. So if you aim to make $50,000 a year because you think that's realistic and that's all you can do, that's all you're going to make. You're limiting yourself. But if you believe that you can make $1 million, hey, guess what? You might just actually make $1 million. It might take a while. Hell, it could take 15 years. But hey, at least you did it, though. At least you're not still at the same spot, your realistic goal. So it's great to have unrealistic goals. It's great to have outrageous goals that you probably can't see yourself getting. Because if you can't see yourself getting to that certain goal, then you're probably pushing your limits. And that's what we want. We don't want to stay within our limits, because that's the only way you grow. You don't grow having realistic goals. If you can't lift that much of high weight, do you think I ever went to the gym? Because sometimes I'll lift about 70 pounds for, with those dumbbells. You ever think I went to the gym saying, yep, I'm never going to be able to lift that. That's not a realistic goal. My goal is to get to like 200 pounds in dumbbells, right? I don't know if anybody even does that, but I'm pretty sure there's some powerlifters who do. But yeah. Well, that was the idea of this video. That was the synopsis or the summary, whatever. That was the main idea of it. So if you got to cut your locks, cut them off. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. Cut your locks off or something like that, because I'm talking about many different things. It's like I'm just talking now. You came here to hear about locks, but now I'm just talking about life and everything. It's crazy, right? Well, anyways, my name is Raheem the Goat. You found this video inspiring to you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and never give up. Your younger self is rooting for you. Peace.